If you're building a camper van, one of the trickiest parts of the build is the electrics. I've been there before. I built my van about 4 years ago and I was thinking, what do I do? Do I go with the sort of Victron solution and sort of have the stress of fitting all the separates, or do I go with some kind of all-in-one solution? But there was nothing on the market that kind of was the same sort of quality as Victron. At that time, I went with something called a Clayton LPS 3000 and it was great. I've had it for a long time. But I was having a look for something that had a little bit more power because we sell those systems, or as a result of that, we started to sell those systems. But there was always like people that were looking for a little bit more power. There was people who've got the bigger vans like me, long wheelbase, and are just looking for a little bit more power in the standard capacity battery. But then for some of the other figures to be a little bit better. I've done a few other videos on the Neo 4000 and that's what I've put in my van. And today I found out that there's another benefit to it. So that system is incredibly good value. It's 3.7 with the VAT, and it's even cheaper than that with a discount code that we will put at the end of this video. That system, triple or double a lot of other systems on the alternator charging. On the peak power on your 230 volt, that again will either double or triple some of the other systems. So it's a 4,000 watt continuous inverter and it's got an 8,000 watt peak inverter. The included battery with it is 2.4 kilowatts, so it's equivalent to 200 amp hours. And then there's, you're able to double, triple or quadruple that with the add-on batteries that you can buy as well. And it's a great deal. It's just a really well built, really good value unit. It had things like the bracket was included, so you didn't have to buy the bracket, and the screen was really good value. But I've just realised that you can actually take the screen off and extend it and use that screen within your van as the main screen that you use to control the Neo. And it's just started raining. Anyway, most of this is inside the van, should be pretty straightforward. Left all my tools out. What you'll get in your pack is you will get the screen, which looks like this. I'm going to show you how you take the front bits off in a minute. You'll get a packet of 4 screws and you will get a cable, and the cable has like an RJ45 connection on one end, and then on the other there's a sort of square 8-pin connection. You see that? And on the back of the screen you have USB, COM1, COM2, and then you've got a dry contact connection. I'm going to do me installing it as an extra screen, and then I'm going to do me installing it as a way to take your screen off the Neo and extend it with a cable. Right, so the first thing to explain is how the front comes off the Neo, and the reason it's important to explain it this way is I can explain how you can take it off. This is exactly the same screen that's on the actual Neo, but there's 2 ways you would connect it. So the first and foremost is, if you have a look at the screen, there's little bits sort of cut out. So when you look up your kind of Neo, this will be flush. And then what you want to do is just get a little screwdriver, or maybe something that's not sharp, maybe something plastic, and then just literally take that piece off. So as I say, just have a look at that little indentation, just pop a screwdriver underneath there, it'll just come off fairly easily. And then you've got literally four screws. So all you're looking at doing then is making your cutout as wide as the recessed bit on the rear of the actual control. Now what I like about that is this is all black, so if you wanted to paint these or wrap them, then you could have these in black or whatever colour would fit your interior. Next thing is working out where your actual lead's going to go and how long the lead is. So the lead that you get with the actual additional screen is 5 meters long. Now I'm not too sure where I'm going to put it yet. Normally in the past I've had my Truma and what have you is inside my locker out of the way, but it would be handy to have this on show. So I don't know whether to go kind of up there on the, if you've not watched my other videos, my Neo is located under the bench seat there, and I'm either thinking there or actually doing the same and keeping it in the actual locker. I'm not too sure yet. Right, so the first thing I'm going to do is just, it's a little bit dark under where I'm working, but now the sort of perfect tool is something with a little bit of a hook. So if you've got something like that, you effectively just want to kind of like hook it into the back and just pull it forward. So just do it really gently, save any sort of like marks or whatever. But that's it, just it comes off, and I'll do the bottom one. There we go. And then as you can see, there's just 4 screws then, as are shown on the additional screen, so I'll just take those off now. So first things first, safety, just turn off the Neo. Now, what it's telling me when you attempt to turn it off is that it's still charging. So this is where it comes in handy to either take Anderson connectors out at the back, or if you've got an isolator. Now I have got a couple of isolators, so I'll be able to isolate it. Right, so I'll just turn the isolators off. So I'm just going to undo these screws. And that's it, just pops off like that. And then what you'll see is literally the same screen, and you have like the comms bit on the back there. You would take that off, and then what you're going to need on the lead, you're going to need your female part to connect to the male part here, and then you're going to have your male part on the other end of the lead to connect into there. Just wanted to explain that we're going to have some 3D blanking plates made up, so you'll be able to then put a blanking plate on the front of there. What I'm going to do next is show you how to connect the additional screen if you buy the additional screen. Oh my days, right, we've just had a delivery, so I can't remember where I was up to. I forgot where I'm up to. What did I film? What I've done is I've turned the Neo off. You will see a little alert, so if you're bringing in charge from your solar, you'll see a little alert that says it's still charging. So you will need to either take your Anderson connector out of your solar, and likewise if it was plugged into mains, it would show that the unit is still being charged. So you need to turn off, either take Anderson connectors out, or in my case I've turned my 2 isolators off, or with the kits that we will be selling for these, we're going to provide them with high quality DC-DC breakers. When you get your kit, instead of having a mega fuse and an isolator, you will just have a high quality breaker, and it's a much simpler install. So if you had your kit, you would just press your breaker and then isolate your connection that way. Once you've done your isolation, the screen will go off, and then it's safe to either take your screen off, put your male female extension lead into the front and reuse your front screen, or go into the back of the Neo, go into the display connection. You will connect the RSJ45 on one side, and then in the back of your additional screen you will connect into the COM2 port on the back, and then yeah, you literally just connect that in. It's as easy as that. Once that's done, you can literally just turn your Neo on from the actual screen itself, and then you've just got all the controls that you would normally have, and it will just basically emulate it on the other screen. In fact, I will show you that. Yeah, so if I turn my AC on, see it does it the same on the screen. Turn my DC on, do the same on the screen. If I go into my alternator input and I change that to, if I change that to 80, you'll see it's updated to 80 on there. So it's just doing exactly what's on the other screen. Another thing to mention as well is the lead that comes with it is 5 meters, and there is also a 10 meter lead. And then I just need to confirm what the sizes are for what we're going to have stock of on the other lead. If you're using your existing screen and you're going to put a blanking plate on, just to make sure that there's different options on the lengths of the cable for those for you. I've just worked out, if I do actually go to there, I've probably got enough to kind of go across, down that pillar, down and round. I think I've just about got enough room. I should measure that, shouldn't I, before I actually cut the hole and do it. Right, so I've got my multi-tool, and then I always forget that you can just plug into these all-in-ones while you're working on your van. It was amazing for me. They just felt like discovering fire when I was building my van. I mean, I'm teaching you how to suck eggs here, but for me, this will be my datum line. Obviously the roof's curved, and then I'm going to use sort of the middle of here because I think that'll look better really. The biggest danger with anything like this is you don't want to be marking any of your lovely black or whatever colour board, furniture board you've got. So just whack a little bit of something over it to protect it if anything does bounce while you're cutting it. As I say, I'm going to use a multi-tool like that, and I'm going to use quite a wide blade so it can give you a nice neat straight edge. One of the challenges is that it's a little bit tight on the edges, so if you think about how close you've got to be with your cut there, you know, you're going to have to come pretty tight. Now there's a little bit of room on the silver that comes out there, but you're going to have to be quite precise with your cutting. You want to try and get as close as you can, but not cut too much away. Because if you have to then fiddle about with it, it's going to turn into a bit of a pain in terms of just trying to shave a little bit off. I've played them games before. These kind of bits that come in here, that's as close as you need to be on the corner, so you can kind of use them as a frame for drawing up your square. Well, let's see. I'll be the guinea pig. Right, I think this is going to be a wee bit tight. Wallace, come on, you go and get in. Wallace has got out. Go on, mate, you go on in. Good boy. Good boy, in. Almost in. Almost in. So, these are those jobs where you can easily rush this and knacker it up. So I think I've not gone wide enough. So what I need to do is just take a little bit more off one of the sides. So I'll take it off this side. I'm going to take my time and tape it up again. This is one of those jobs where you just rush it, it's going to be a disaster. It needed a little bit of a nibble on that left hand side. So it's gone in now and it's nice and flush. So just gonna push it out. Make sure I'm connected. Yeah, I'm connected in the right one. Go across the top. Across the top's gonna be ideal. I can just pin it to the top then. Luckily, I've got a little bit of space within my Neo units, my Evo units. Just fish this through. I'm gonna go down my pillar. Leave a little bit of slack to pin it to the roof, should I say. And then that can go, I've got a little bit of trunking inside there, which I'll tie it into, and it can go down and then underneath to the sofa. Right, just gonna put a couple of pilot holes in there now. I'm rushing, we're going away on holiday tomorrow. We've got a little 4-day break for a friend's 50th. So we're going to Benidorm and Madeira. Should I take the camera and film a little bit of it? It's not van stuff, but it's a holiday. There are a bunch of nutters that I'm going with, so it'd probably be pretty funny to film it. Let me know in the comments if you think I should. Right, I'm just going to tighten them by hand so I don't split the plastic. And then just pop these back on, make sure that plastic thing doesn't get trapped. So that's it. And then that's all nice and neat now. Thankfully I've not, this just needs a clean. This is the only thing with having black units. They look great, but day to day you get full of marks and everything, fingerprints. Let's take this little thing off. Ta-da. So there you go. Yeah, there's nothing that you have to set. It's literally just a plug and play system. Pretty chuffed with that. As I say, I quite like this silver. We've got little bits of silver in our van, but I've already covered some of this with vinyl. For like all these things, I've sort of done them in black. But that's it. At any moment, I've got a nice clear screen which is telling me what's going on with the system. Right, I hope that makes sense. This system has been an absolute breeze to install and it's been performing incredibly well. I'm really pleased with it. The sort of fact that you can now add the screen anywhere in your van without buying an extra screen is another massive bonus. And I think hats off to Zeliox for saying, yeah, it's, you know, it's covered under warranty. Bang for buck, there's just nothing better in terms of the power, performance, the support, the fact that it's commercial grade and what's coming in terms of the ecosystem. I think if you are a van fitter and you are fitting Victron at the minute and you may be not making the margin that you would normally make, this is an absolute dream to fit. We've seen it go in Volkswagen T7s now very neatly. So yeah, get in touch. We've got trade options. If you're a DIYer and you're building your van, this will make it an absolute dream. Give us a shout, ping in the comments if you've got any questions, and we've also got a Facebook group set up as well. So if you want to get more information on the Neo and ask other questions with other people that are fitting it, give me a shout. So far we've had incredible feedback. People have been really, really happy. So yeah, I hope that helps, guys.